Hello. I don't have a video for tomorrow, so I'm just going to kind of do a vlogish type of thing. So I have been going through... Where'd that notebook go? Seriously? I was just going to show you something. Oh, here it is. Right in front of my face. So I've been going through my ink bottles. I think I told you guys I was going to do this. And swatching them. So these are my green ink bottles. And I'm about to do my brown ink bottles, which are kind of mostly... Look at this, such a mess. I've got to clean this up. So I want to put these all back. Mostly here. I may include some of that swatching in this video because I can't just keep doing swatching videos. I just can't. I still have some samples to swatch from Lisa. And I met up with Michaela, and she gave me a whole new bottle of grape, which is good because I was almost out, and some samples. And I'll do those in a separate swatching video. But she gave me... I can't get it out. Why'd I put it in like this? These are like the Target snack bags, and I smuggle a pack home every time I go home. Robert Oster Rumble Orange, because I was thinking of... Where did I put that? So I wrote Dry the Asvine, and I was thinking I would go across the color wheel and do kind of a burnt sienna color, but there's only like this much in it. So I might just have to syringe fill it, which is the brilliant thing about the Asvine back fillers, is that the nib unit just, screws out. So it's still drying. I just cleaned it. And Warringal White Rabbit, I've been curious about. And Robert Oster Belhan Blue. I'll have to look that up and put it on the screen. And Diamine Maroon, which I don't think I've tried. I have tried Robert Oster Maroon. But yeah, I was almost out of my grape bottle. And she gave me a whole bottle of grape. And so we met up and had a little journal session where we did no journaling at all. But we did go visit some stationery stores. And I'm going to fix this pen. It has the same... Not sure whether you'll be able to see it. Can you see that crack? Right there? The same one as her pink one did. So I'm going to thoroughly clean it in my ultrasonic cleaner momentarily. And then I'm going to apply a coat of UV resin to see if I can stop the crack from spreading or leaking out, just to kind of strengthen it. And what else am I up to? Oh, so these things, guys, they bleed through everything. How is Karina using these? How are you guys using these? These are just some off-brand ones that I got. But those bleed through everything. This little stamp pad guy, that bleeds through everything. Like even the 002 insert. Hang on a second, I'll show you. I started a video collaging my notebooks because I'm so behind on it. But I accidentally collaged the wrong cover with the wrong... So this was December's and it was supposed to be January's. Ugh. Anyway, so I stopped because I was pouting. Does anybody else do that? Just kind of pout? if a project doesn't go their way. Alright, so here I've stamped them out on one of my spare pages. And everything, just everything bled through. It's so annoying. So how are people using those? Because you can't just stamp off because they're self-inking. Anywho, so I might continue that video because I'm really behind on filming videos. I've been having a social life instead. Yeah, so I'll put these away now that I've spoken about them. See, this video is really handy. And let's see. So we went to, so there's like a new, like stationery store that took the place of Paper Chase over here in the UK. I didn't buy anything there. Though they did have these stickers that I was looking at, and it turned out that Michaela had brought me some. So it was a good thing I didn't buy them, because she gave them to me. And she also gave me, because I'm having a problem with this freaking Kakuno, 2 just standard purple Pilot inks and Tsukio to try in here. Because I'm thinking if I use a darker ink, maybe I won't notice the fact that it, is evaporating like crazy. So I'm going to give that a try. I'm just trying to decide if I'm going to be lazy and not clean this out before I pop a new cartridge in. That is a possibility. I got some new bookbinding thread. This is very, very thin. I don't know if you could see. It's almost like embroidery thread, but it's waxed. Waxed. Linen, cotton? Not sure. Linen. So I've used it before, and I kind of prefer it for stitching, depending on the thickness of the paper. Like for that one that I showed you previously that has the very, very thick, rough, textured watercolor paper, I'd use a thicker thing. But if I'm going to stitch those Hobonichi Weeks books that I cut all the back pages out together, I might as well show you that too, because I don't have anywhere to show all these things I've got going on. Hang on. Okay, so yeah, I took out this much paper from the backs of Hobonichi Weeks over the years, and I've just been, they've been tucked in here, and I was trying to decide, am I going to stitch them and put them in hardback? But then I remembered I had this. It's very staticky, as you could see, which is why I kind of never used it. But I thought if I made a cover, or just, some sort of cardstock thing for this. It also has a little pocket, so I could shove something in there that's decorative, and maybe this would stop sticking. But this is an idea of what to do with all those pages if I don't want to stitch it. Is that a hair? Don't see that. Yeah, I like this. And I saw somebody else using this. If I remember who, I'll put it up. But when I saw hers, I was like, oh, I have that. I could use that. And it's kind of the perfect size for like all these cutout Weeks pages. So I punched it, but I haven't cut off the back piece. So I'd have to slice it really, really carefully. And it is sitting a little bit high. But who cares? Not me. It's in there. So that's what I'm thinking for all those pages. But I bought this just in case I decided I did want to stitch the signatures into something else. So I haven't made a decision. Oh, this is cute. That'll work for fall. And what else have I got going on? Oh, so my shed, I'm starting to move all my crap back into my shed. And then I bought a tote in kind of a middle of the night ambient fugue. I think the only thing I can think of, the reason why I bought the tote, because I was like very puzzled when I saw the order, is that I was seeing those Trader Joe's totes, and there aren't any Trader Joe's over here. So I thought, let me find another tote with pockets. I have so many totes. I don't need another tote with pockets, but I bought one and it was only $14.99. I'm just really happy I didn't buy a Superior Labor one in the middle of the night. That would have been a real bummer financially. I have not bought a pen, but I have had two more pens bought for me. So someone else bought me an Asvine for my birthday. And they also bought me spare nibs. So I put the extra fine in here. I need to decide on an ink from something I'm swatching. And I'm thinking of putting the fine nib in this blue one because it had a medium. And I don't know I could not tell whether it was so insanely wet because of the sheening ink or because of the medium nib. But I'm going to try a fine nib and see how I go with that. yeah, so that is my plan for those. What else? All right. I got my TWSBI body replacement bodies. So this one was already fine. This one had a replacement body. Now, I got a replacement body for this one not because I could see a visible crack, but because it was burping. And it doesn't seem to be burping anymore. But I put Ferris Wheel Press Auroralis in it, and it's a medium nib. And oh my god, it's so insanely wet. So insanely wet. Like, and fat. It's just not my vibe. I think I remember I wasn't into medium nibs anymore, but I have medium nibs in a couple pins. This one was another one, and this one is an extra fine nib, and I put Forest Gâteau in there, and I was thinking that because it was a scented ink that it would be really, really wet, but this extra fine nib is just, I mean, it's so dry. So I think that one needs to be worked on. I'm going to see if my friend Baron can help me out because I can't see well enough to shim things. My vision is just not bad enough. This one, there was nothing wrong with it. I think it's a fine nib. So I haven't inked that up. This one had a body replacement, and this one has Tundra in it, and it's also medium nib, and it's also crazy, crazy wet. I just can't. You guys with your wet nibs. So the two mediums, I might sell them because I just don't. And this one had a body replacement, and it's a fine, and I haven't inked it up yet because I can't decide what to put in it. But I'm testing them all to make sure they work and see, how I feel about them. And I just have two more TWSBI Ecos. One is the extra fine black rose gold, and that one is one of my planner pens. And then I have another clear, but in the Eco T, and that's a 1.1 stub. And that one, we can't get the piston on. It's just not cooperating. My husband's done it like 10 times. So at some point, hopefully that one will resurrect and come back to life. And it's weird because I vaguely remember I liked the 1.1 stub, but I didn't like the mediums and the broads. Who knows? We'll see how that pans out. I'm thinking of changing the ink in one of those mediums to something I know that is dry, like Lidate or Celadon Cat or just one of the Urbana inks. See how I feel about that. And then my friend Eileen, she went to Japan, and I took care of her cats, and so she brought me back a Platinum Plaisir in fine. I've never had a Plaisir, so this will be interesting to try. It's in a blue color. And also this cute little thing. It's a duck diving for a fish. Isn't that cute? I've got to figure out what to use this for. But I love it. And then also quite a few of these gummies because she knows I can't have chocolate. So yeah, I'm getting pins. I'm not buying pins, but I'm getting pins. I'm going to open this off camera, and I'm going to show you my giant splurge from my date with Michaela from Penfield. Have I said that? The channel Penfield. She videoed a little bit of going to Shepherd's. Shepherd's is, maybe I'll open it on, is a book binders store. And I've ordered things from them online, like my spine tape, and I thought I'd ordered a archival PVA glue, but they didn't have it. They only had the, pastes, which I know I'm supposed to use for the covers, but they're not my favorite. And I have some Yes paste, so I didn't really feel the need to get the paste, but I'd wanted some more archival PVA. And since there's nowhere else but Amazon, so I'm trying to buy things in person, but it just isn't a thing over here. There aren't places that sell things easy. Like, I can't just pop to Michael's. We've got a Hobbycraft, but that's kind of not they don't tend to have anything that I actually want. So in Shepherd's, they have decorative papers, and a lot of them are hand marbled and things like that. And so those are expensive, and I was ignoring those, and I went to the kind of side shelves, and their papers are like £4.50. And I fell in love with this one. And then I got to the counter, and they're like, this is actually one of the expensive ones. And so by that point, I was already sold on it. Can you see this? Isn't that gorgeous? So I ended up buying it anyways. There's like purples and like dusky pinks and like beiges. It's like all my favorite ink colors. Like there's Diamond Grape, there's Birmingham, Pennsylvania Fieldstone, Sandstone. So yes, now I'm buying decorative papers to match my favorite inks. But yeah, £20 for that sheet of paper. It was huge. So now I have to finish my bookbinding projects because I spent that kind of money, and that came out of my pen budget. And then we went to Flying Tiger so I could get, so these are the glasses that I wear for computer work, and I found these at Flying Tiger for like £2 at one of the pen meetups, and I love them so much that I'm afraid I'm going to sit on them or step on them, because I do that. And so I bought 2 spare pairs because they're so cute. It's like tortoise with like red. Yeah. So that's that. And maybe I'll kind of film a little bit in my shed and add some more stuff later, maybe. I don't know. This is just going to be random vloggy style. I've never vlogged before in my life. Yeah, so bye for now. I forgot to show you, I bought a bunch of these ginormous and down to small zip envelopes for projects, so I can keep everything in a project together, so I'll stop losing things. I'll let you know how that works out. I am terrible at vlogging. I went down to the shed. I was supposed to bring my tote. I didn't, so I thought, well, I'll just do a couple things, and then I'll go get the tote. And I didn't. I basically rearranged a bunch of stuff for like a long time, and then now I'm back, and I can't remember the other things that I said I'd do. So I'm going to do this. So basically on Simone's Discord, I know you guys are just like, what is going on that Discord? Somebody was kind of coming up with ways to do, let me grab it. These kind of swatch cards. So how to do the kind of embossing type of thing that the ink doesn't stick to. So this is can you see the duck? Yeah. So one theory was to use Versamark, and seriously, I went down to the shed and got it. Versamark stamp pad with embossing powder and a heat gun. And the other one was to use the Stays On Opaque. And I thought, well, I have both of those. Let's play with those. So this is how I'm going to end up this video, because I did go get my heat gun, though. So that's a good thing. Because in another video that I thought was going to be really short that wasn't, yeah, I basically needed to get the heat gun, because I loaned my other one, the one that's usually up here with me. I loaned it to my friend. And I have another one down in the shed. I think I'm going to have to put even more of this stuff on here. So basically with this white Stays On Opaque, you have to add this ink stuff. I don't remember it being this gloopy. I have like 2 more bottles of this stuff, but the pads got like super dried out. So let's see. Anyways, let's see what we get with this. So I pulled out one of my kind of Rolodex card, mixed media paper cards. And we've got this stamp. It's a flower. It looks like it's... So we will do that here. Can you see it? It's there. I mean, there's a little bit of black. I swear I've never used this stamp before, but apparently I have. And so almost every time you go to use this, you have to apply more of this white pigment stuff. Let me stick this on here. All right, now let's hope my Versamark pad's okay, because I haven't even touched this in ages. And it could easily not be okay. So I'll take this off to clean up later. Oh, it's still sticky. And then we'll put this peony or rose or whatever it's supposed to be on there, and we'll stamp that here. All right, can you see it? Now I need to apply this powder over a piece of paper. Where's a piece of paper? Do I have a piece of paper? A piece of paper. No, come on. You're a piece of paper, right? Just any old piece of paper. Okay. So we'll put it on here. My neighbor's home. Have I ever even opened this? Pause. Okay, let's see if that took too long. That was so much harder than it should have been. All right. Oh, look, it's there. And then we'll put whatever's left in this crease. So I think this embossing powder, is this the Ranger one? Yes, this is the Ranger one. This is the one I saw them use. I was like, oh, I have that exact stuff. And I use it all the time, as you can see. All right. We'll turn the sound off for the embossing. Not on that, on this. Okay. Okay. So we've got, I'm not sure if you could see, very, very faint. We've got the Stays On opaque cotton white. And then on the right, we've got the embossing powder that we were able to stick on with the Versamark and then heat it up. And we're going to take one ink and compare it. It kind of looks more like embossing powder, but let's just see what works. What ink shall we use? Let's use, so we've got Diamond Ink Vent, Merry and Bright. And we will, where's the thing? I just saw it. Where's this thing? Oh, Shauna. Okay. All right, well, we'll use this one because I don't know where I just put the other one that I just had. If I can grab this out. Okay. Well, the shimmer's gone to the bottom, but we don't care. I'm going to, oh, I would dry that, but I'm afraid this will like remelt again. It, the StazOn looks like it was doing okay. Let me get a brush. But I think that it started eating away at it. Like there was a better impression at the get-go for that, and it looks like it just kind of ate away. This looks pretty good. It actually kind of looks better than the Wrinkle, which some spots of that look like they've started to dissolve as well. So around this eye and on this side of the head. So yeah, that works. And that's how I'm going to end my super exciting vlog. I can't remember what else I said I was going to do, but I didn't do it. All right. I think that might be the end of my vlogging career. Bye.